Thank you. Today I'd like to give you some advice on your UE experience. Discuss the importance of making connections at UE and contributions we need you to make this year. And although I don't allow smartphones in class, today I want to hear your voice and engage you in the conversation. Let me know how your UE experience is going thus far. You can tweet today about my speech using the hashtag UE16. That's UE16. I have my iPad up here, so I'm checking your conversations. But first, I want to open up and take the edge off. I know at times the college adjustment can be difficult. So I bought this book about little kids who write their parents from their first week at summer camp. It's entitled, P.S. I Hate It Here. So here's a letter, real letter. Dear family, I've had the worst day. First I went fishing for 2.5 hours. I didn't even catch one fish, not one. Then I fell down the steps, I got a cut on my knee, a bruise on my shin, a cut on my foot, and 2 cuts on my other shin, ouch. I even did the zip line across the lake. It was a ton of fun, even though I got a wedgie. So if you're having a bad day, come over to my office and read a few of these letters. Welcome to your University of Evansville. At UE, students want to be actively involved in their education. They want to contribute to make their university a better place. They are serious about academics, but know it's part of an overall well-rounded university experience. I was only 1 day older than you guys when I found out I wanted to be a college professor. It was my first college class. People were talking about goals and dreams, and I realized I had a passion to help people achieve them. And here at UE, we are passionate about life-transforming educational experiences. For example, right now, my advisee, Meredith Whaler, she graduated with a double major in Business and Health Services Administration. She wanted to pursue upon graduation a PhD in organizational behavior. I wrote her 24 letters of recommendation, gave her a strategy on taking the GMAT exam, called faculty at the university she was applying to. This week, she will begin classes on full scholarship at the University of Georgia. In 5 years, she'll have her PhD, and maybe one day she'll be here with the faculty. She was the only person accepted out of 100 students that applied. Those are the kind of stories we can create at the University of Evansville. Across that street, there's some excellent teaching, but there's also some very good research. My colleague, Dr. Peter Rosen, published an article on Facebook in predicting job success. A timely article because 85% of companies use social media to recruit, and of those, 95% use LinkedIn. His article was the first that concluded that you can analyze a Facebook wall, groups, friends, pics, comments, and not only predict a student's GPA, but also their future success at a company. Apparently, what happens at spring break stays on Facebook. His work appeared in over 300 outlets, including the Wall Street Journal, Time, Forbes, MSNBC, the USA Today, and a live interview on Fox News National TV. International outlets in the UK, India, Australia, Zimbabwe, and Spain, among others, covered the article. For 72 hours, his work from the University of Evansville was the hottest academic article in the world. Then after the news cycle concluded, he took off his cape, put back on his glasses, and went back to being my regular office mate, Peter Rosen. Beyond faculty, I'm very proud of the university's support staff. They use their talents and energy to ensure you have a great experience at this university. You know, the first piece of advice I have for you today is to find out what you are really passionate about. What drives you and what motivates you. Take the time to figure out who you are and what you want to be. Jim Rohn, an American entrepreneur, author, and speaker, said, if you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. So think about what it is you want to do. Be a searcher for knowledge and talk to people that can help. The second piece of advice I have for you is to work hard at your goals each day. Last month, during one of those 105-degree days, I was inside in the AC searching Facebook, and I read the status update from our women's basketball coach, Otis Epps. He posted, winning a Missouri Valley Conference title is an arduous journey, but it starts here on these highways, country roads, and in those gyms. And I think he's right, because doing little things great every day is what makes you successful. Last year, I had Colt Ryan, a student athlete on the men's basketball team in class. He had a Tuesday night game over in Omaha, Nebraska versus Creighton. He was double teamed that game. He scored 43 points. But what the papers didn't tell you the next day was he had an entrepreneurship exam at 8 a.m. that next morning. He studied that week for the exam. He studied before the game. On the flight back home, he studied. He showed up at 7:50 in the morning in the Schrader Family School of Business to take that test. He scored a 98%. There's a student who understands how doing little things every day, the fundamentals, leads to success. Finally, you have to be a regular at the Center for Career Development. Today, it typically takes 9 months to find a job. You'll be up against 100 other students for each position. We had 220 resumes for an opening in economics. So what's different about you than all these others? Gene Wells and his staff at the Center for Career Development do a fine job and can give you a step-by-step approach for what you should be doing over these next 4 years. So my advice to you is, find out what you're really passionate about, what drives you. Work hard to achieve it, and surround yourself with people that can help you attain it. According to U.S. News, our university is ranked 9th out of 150 regional Midwestern universities. I think what's really special about this place is the people we have, the staff, the students, the faculty, and our ability to bring it together, to connect with one another. During my first year on campus, I participated in Dr. Diane Oliver's Center for Teaching Excellence group. She led us from Parker J. Palmer's book entitled The Courage to Teach. I really identified with the first chapter, The Heart of the Teacher, where it describes that good teachers possess a capacity for connectedness. The connections made by good teachers are held not in their methods, but in their hearts. The place where intellect, emotion, and spirit converge in the human self. Making a connection is powerful, and I believe it's a point of distinction on this campus. Faculty and staff will make an impact on your lives as you will make an impact on others. Earlier I mentioned our number 9 ranking, but I think we could go higher. These other schools, they don't have what we have. They don't have Drs. James McLeod or Mark Valenzuela. They don't have our top 10 theater program. They don't have Harlexton, and they don't have you. I believe you win with people, and these 1,000 people on here, I'd put on a floor against anyone. I want you to take ownership of this university, raise it to a new level. And as we go higher, this benefits all of us. For you students, this changes the way the world views your education. An even stronger university will lead to better careers, higher salaries, and more opportunities. Studies show that people only trust 14% of advertising, but they do trust 90% of peer recommendations via social media. That means that your voices are the ones that have the greatest impact on our university. You have the power to make a difference. Take your UE experiences this year to social media. Today, 90,000 iPhones will be sold, and 45,000 tweets will be made per minute. Facebook is the world's 3rd biggest country. When Michael Phelps a few weeks ago in the Olympics broke that record for Olympic medals, he didn't get a phone call from the president, he received a tweet. Social media isn't a fad, it's a fundamental shift in the way we communicate. We've already had several tweets online, 30. That reached over 3,000 of your peers. That's 3 times the amount of people in here for Convocation. You can really make an impact through this university through social media. In an example, if each one of you made one post about your UE experience on Facebook per week, which would be seen by an average of 500 of your friends, that would be 200,000 positive comments about our university in 1 week. For a 16-week semester, that's over 3 million views, credible messages about the University of Evansville. By telling our stories via social media, it would benefit our alumni, our students, our enrollment, scholarships, and your careers. So this year, be the storyteller, make an impact, use your voice on social media, share it, like it, blog it, tweet it, pin it, raise this university to a new level. Have a great year, and go Aces.